Monday, the 7th of October, 2024. First reading. Reading from the book of Galatians. I am astonished at the promptness with which you have turned away from the one who called you and have decided to follow a different version of the good news. Not that there can be more than one good news. It is merely that some troublemakers among you want to change the good news of Christ. And let me warn you that if anyone preaches a version of the good news different from the one we have already preached to you, whether it be ourselves or an angel from heaven, he is to be condemned. I am only repeating what we told you before. If anyone preaches a version of the good news different from the one you have already heard, he is to be condemned. So now whom am I trying to please, man or God? Would you say it is men's approval I am looking for? If I still wanted that, I should not be what I am, a servant of Christ. The fact is, brothers, and I want you to realize this, the good news I preached is not a human message that I was given by men. It is something I learned only through a revelation of Jesus Christ. Responsorial Psalm. The Lord keeps his covenant ever in mind. I will thank the Lord with all my heart in the meeting of the just and their assembly. Great are the works of the Lord, to be pondered by all who love them. The Lord keeps his covenant ever in mind. His works are justice and truth. His precepts are all of them sure, standing firm forever and ever. They are made in uprightness and truth. The Lord keeps his covenant ever in mind. He has sent deliverance to his people and established his covenant forever. Holy his name, to be feared. His praise shall last forever. The Lord keeps his covenant ever in mind. Gospel acclamation. Alleluia, alleluia. Your words are spirit, Lord, and they are life. You have the message of eternal life. Alleluia. Gospel. Reading from the book of Luke. There was a lawyer who, to disconcert Jesus, stood up and said to him, Master, what must I do to inherit eternal life? He said to him, What is written in the law? What do you read there? He replied, You must love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself. You have answered right, said Jesus, do this, and life is yours. But the man was anxious to justify himself and said to Jesus, And who is my neighbor? Jesus replied, A man was once on his way down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell into the hands of brigands. They took all he had, beat him, and then made off, leaving him half dead. Now a priest happened to be traveling down the same road, but when he saw the man, he passed by on the other side. In the same way a Levite who came to the place saw him, and passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan traveler who came upon him was moved with compassion when he saw him. He went up and bandaged his wounds, pouring oil and wine on them. He then lifted him onto his own mount, carried him to the inn, and looked after him. Next day, he took out 2 denarii and handed them to the innkeeper. Look after him, he said, and on my way back I will make good any extra expense you have. Which of these 3, do you think, proved himself a neighbor to the man who fell into the brigand's hands? The one who took pity on him, he replied. Jesus said to him, Go, and do the same yourself. Gospel of the Lord.